Hi, so this is a little bit of shoulder love. I have an overuse injury in my shoulder. I've done a lot of handstands, a lot of chaturangas, and my shoulder gets fairly sore. And I find that it also brings referred pain into my pec and all the way up into my neck and my jaw as well. It gets really tight. So this is a little bit of shoulder love to focus on the shoulders, neck, and jaw and help just kind of release everything in this area. It's an area that we can hold a lot of tension, and it makes us feel stressed when we carry our stress in our shoulders, and it's kind of this perpetual cycle of holding on to stress and then feeling stressed because we're so stiff in these areas. We can't just breathe, let go, open our hearts. So I'd like you to sit up comfortably. You do not have to sit cross-legged. I'm sitting cross-legged because that's how I feel comfortable. I'm also sitting on a block. So if you have a pillow, you can sit on that. If you have a yoga block, or you can sit on your knees, you can sit on a chair for now, whatever makes you feel most comfortable. Let's just start by taking a few grounding breaths here. Feeling the sitting bones rooted firmly into the seat. Just gently rocking the pelvis to a neutral space. And then from there, we're going to start to hold the energy in. So I'm going to gently lift up on Mula Bandha, that's the root lock, my pelvic floor muscles, just gently lifting them up. Zipping in and up through my belly. Drawing the floating ribs down. Lifting up through the chest, relaxing the shoulders, and drawing the chin back slightly. The idea here is that my shoulders will stack over my hips and my ears will stack over my shoulders. Land. Come to your practice and come to your breath. Set the intention of releasing the stress in the shoulders, the tension in the jaw. Let yourself lift the weight of the world off the shoulders, even if just for the duration of this practice. Take a big breath in, sit up even taller, lifting through the crown of the head. Exhale, drop the right ear towards the right shoulder. Again, draw the chin back. If it feels good for you, you can increase the stretch by taking the left hand and walking it away from you. If you want more, spread the fingers of the right hand, place it on the temple, and just gently help the stretch along by arcing up and over to the side. Keep breathing and try to relax the shoulders here. Now be very ginger with this. Take a big breath in, look up, keep the hand where it is. And as you exhale, tuck the chin and draw the head towards the chest and push a little bit of resistance against the hand. And then bring it back up. You might feel a lot of stretchiness in the sternocleidomastoid strap here. That's what we're looking for. But again, be gentle, be careful. Big breath in, exhale. And one last time, inhale and exhale. Resistance against the hand, drawing the chin towards the chest. And then inhale, resist as you bring it back up. And release. Take a breath. Now let's move to the other side. So tilt the head towards the left, chin draws back slightly. If you want, the right hand can walk away from you. If you want, the left hand could be against the temple. Shoulders relaxed. Breath. From here, start to inhale, arc, look up. And exhale with resistance, draw the chin towards the chest. Keep going, 2 more times. And release. Take a big breath in, look up. And as you exhale now, draw the chin center towards the chest, interlace the fingers behind you, and you're going to raise them up like this along the length of your neck and stopping at the occipitus, which is the bony part of the skull that sticks out. From here, take another big breath in, press resistance into the hands with the head, and as you exhale, you can draw the elbows in and draw the chin a little bit more towards the chest, look to your belly button. With the last two breaths, push the head into the hands and push resistance against the head with the hands. And gently release. Big exhale. I'm going to take some circles front, just to really kind of lubricate all that area. And now bring the head to center and take some circles back. Be sure to keep some space between the occipitus, that's the base of the skull again, and the neck. So we're not letting the head completely fall back. We're engaging a little bit of musculature to keep it safe. And now I'm going to take some full circles, being really mindful not to crane my head backwards again, but trying to move around the full range of motion of the neck. Another way. This is also a great warm-up practice to do if you're going to practice headstands today. It'll really get your head and neck and shoulders ready. Or after headstands as well. It'll be a great cool down. Let's bring the hands forward. And I'll take the right hand under the left for eagle arms. So right hand goes under left, bend at the elbows, palms together. From here, elbows and wrists move away from the body, and I'm going to actively draw the shoulders down my back. As I do this, I'm going to once again pull up through pelvic floor, scoop in the lower belly, lift the belly and chest up. Keep actively moving these forearms away from the body and actively drawing the shoulders away from the ears. 2 more breaths. Gently release. Take a couple of shoulder circles, backwards and maybe forwards. And switch. So left goes under the right, bending the elbows, palms together. If palms together is not possible for you, try not to avoid this kind of claw action. Just give yourself a hug. Elbows, forearms, wrists move away from the body, shoulders draw down, and then from a strong core, zipping everything in through the midline, lift the chest up, actively pull the forearms away from you, and draw the shoulders away from the ears. Gently release. And circle forward and back. From here, interlace your fingers behind you. I'm going to go sideways so you can see me, and I'm also going to switch my seat to on my knees. You can switch if you want to, but if you're comfortable, just stay as you are. So for now, interlace the fingers behind. Try to roll those shoulders towards each other. Scoop in the belly. Notice how when I move my when I move my hands behind me, I have a big arch in my back. So I'm going to actively draw the tailbone down, scoop the belly in, and then try to squeeze the heels of the hands together. Maybe they won't squeeze, maybe they will. Some of you might be like this, with the palms open. If you can squeeze the heels of your hands together, try to cross the thumbs. Roll the shoulders back, lift the hands off the body. Keep actively zipping the belly in and moving the tailbone away from the waist. With every inhale, try to lift the shoulders off the body a little more. I'm sorry, not the shoulders, the hands. One big breath in. And as we exhale, we're going to move into rabbit pose. So just drop the head to the ground. You can stay here if this feels good, or lift up and then lift the arms up and over you. So I'm lifting up onto my head, but there's really not a lot of weight in my head. I'm using my abdominals to hold me up, and I'm pressing actively into my feet and my knees. And gently release. From here, swing the hands over to the right and wing the right elbow out. Roll the shoulders back again. And if it feels good for you, tilt the head towards the right. Gently release. Shake it out if you need to. And we'll do that sequence on the other side. So interlace your fingers the funky ways this time. See if you can draw the heels of the hands together. Maybe yes, maybe no. Maybe cross the thumbs, maybe no. Roll the shoulders back. Actively root the tail, zip the belly, and lift the arms off the body. From here, using lots of control, lots of awareness, put the head down, stay here, or lift the hips over the knees and draw the arms away from you. Gently release. Readjust as necessary. Bend the elbows. Draw the hands around to the left side now. Wing the left elbow out. And tilt the head to the left. Draw the chin in. Gently release. And I'm going to move on to the belly now. So coming onto the belly, starting on the right side. Actually, before we do that, let's take a little baby cobra. So it'll help us warm up a little bit. So tuck the tops of the feet down, toenails on the ground, tailbone pushes towards the heels, thighs are firm. Scoop in the lower belly and push the pelvis into the ground. Try to spread the collarbones away from each other and roll the shoulders away from your ears and down the back. Gently release. And now take the right elbow out on a diagonal away from the shoulder socket. And then bring the hand so that the wrist is stacked over the elbows. So I'm making a 90-degree angle here with the arm and an L shape. From here, bring the left hand underneath the left shoulder like chaturanga. So swing that elbow back on the left side. Bend your left knee and very slowly start to turn onto the right side. We're stretching the pec muscle here. You can put your head on the ground if that feels okay. For some of you who are more flexible in the pec minor, your left toes might touch the ground. But if they don't, that's okay. From here, slowly come down. Extend the arm out to the side. Take a big breath in. Same thing, bend the left knee, press into the right hand and slowly come over. Now this part might be a little bit more flexible for you. And if you are very flexible in the shoulders, you're welcome to try to take the left hand and snuggle it around the body for more of a stretch. If you want even more than this, you can interlace your fingers behind you and come all the way back around again. And just gently rest your head on the mat. So just be at whatever space feels good for you today. And remember that every day is different. So even in my personal practice, sometimes I interlace my fingers and today I'm not going to. It doesn't feel right. Gently release. Elbows come back to the mat. Let's take a little bit of another cobra. So planting tops of the feet on the ground, press the pubic bone down, scoop in the belly, thighs are strong, roll the shoulders back and down. Lift the heart up. And we'll gently switch sides. So now the left elbow lines up diagonally with the shoulder, and then wrist comes over the elbow, so we get that nice L shape, that 90-degree angle. Right fingertips come under the shoulder head, wing it back like a chaturanga arm. Bend the right knee, and slowly swing over onto the right side. Oh. Now, if you're not used to this, if you've never done this before, you might feel like your pecs are ripping. They're not ripping, they're just very tight muscles. They're perpetually tight. So don't come to a place of pain here, but come to a place that you can tolerate. That's probably uncomfortable, but tolerable. Gently release. Stretch the left arm all the way out to the side. Take a big breath in. Same thing. Elbow goes behind me on the right side, knee on the right side bends, and then slowly I'm going to come onto the shoulders. And then you can stay here or snuggle the arm into the thigh, snuggle the arm around the waist, or interlace the fingers behind you, whatever works. And we'll gently release. Plant the hands down. Come into a tabletop with the knees underneath the hips, hands underneath the shoulders. Take a big breath in. As you exhale, the right hand's going to come between the wrist and the knee on the left side. Stay here if this is enough for you. If you want more, take the left hand and bring it up. You can also start to swing it diagonally over to the side. Make sure there's not any stress or weight on the neck. If you want more of a twist, scoop in the belly and start to turn the lower belly and then the middle and the upper part of the thorax towards the sky. You want to try to feel a stretch in the whole shoulder and back area, so you can kind of wiggle and play around until you feel that. Gently release. Coming back into tabletop, hands underneath shoulders, knees underneath hips, big breath in. And exhale, left hand comes between the wrist and the knee on the right side. The hand is face up. And then if it feels good for you, extend the left arm up or start to bring it diagonally over to the right side. Find the breath here. Find the stretch here. We'll gently release by sitting heavily back on the hips, bringing the forehead to the ground, and bringing the palms face up behind us into a variation of child's pose that I like to call baby turtle pose. And let the weight of the world come off of your shoulders. Let your stresses release and melt away. Release yourself from the tension you might be holding on to in the shoulders. From here, slowly bring the hands forward again onto tented fingertips and very delicately roll yourself up. Sit on the heels if that's comfortable for you. Plant the hands onto the lap, and we're going to take a kind of yawn. So you can close your eyes if you're embarrassed. If you close your eyes, no one can see you. I'm going to close my eyes. And we're going to take a big breath in through the mouth and then open the mouth and try to stretch out as much as possible. It'll turn into a yawn and then kind of a stretch. So inhale, open your mouth. And stretch out the jaw as much as possible. We'll do that one more time. Inhale. And let it go. Close the eyes. Lock the hands back slightly on the lap. Roll the shoulders back so the heart can lift. The shoulders are over the hips. And hopefully we feel a little bit lighter in this area. Hopefully we feel a little bit lighter in general. We do not need to carry the weight of the world on our shoulders. So let that go. Give yourself permission to release anything you might be holding on to in this area. Give yourself permission to let it go. Thanks for joining me today. Namaste.